All right, for today, which is for Wednesday, your assignment is to read sections 32.1 and 32.2. Here, the key question: how did the Etruscans and Greeks influence the development of Rome? The coin on the right, the twins Romulus and Remus, shown on this ancient coin, are the legendary founders of Rome. 32.1 Introduction. In this unit, you will explore the Roman civilization, which flourished from about 700 BCE to about 476 CE. It began in the ancient city of Rome. Rome is located in Italy, which includes a peninsula and islands in southern Europe. The Italian peninsula is shaped a lot like a boot. It reaches into the Mediterranean Sea, its toe pointed toward the island of Sicily. The Romans have a myth about the founding of their city. Long ago, the story goes, a princess gave birth to twin sons, Romulus and Remus. The boy's father was Mars, the Roman god of war. The princess's uncle, the king, was afraid the boys would grow up to take his throne. So he ordered his men to drown them in the Tiber River. But before the twins drowned, a wolf rescued them. When Romulus and Remus grew up, they decided to build a town on the banks of the Tiber River, where the wolf had found them. But they quarreled over who would rule their settlement. Romulus killed his brother. He became king of the city, which he named Rome. The tale of Romulus and Remus is a colorful myth. In this chapter, you will learn about the real founding of Rome. You will also learn how two important groups, the Etruscans and the Greeks, influenced the development of Roman culture. Okay, so section 32.2. The early Romans and their neighbors. And if you look at the picture, you can see Rome in the middle here, and Etruria is on one side, okay? And then down here in purple are the Greeks. So you can see how both of these cultures had a huge influence on Rome in the middle. Over the years, historians have tried to discover the truth about the founding of Rome. No one really knows who the first king of Rome was. We do know that the first people to live in the area that became Rome were the Latins. The Latins were one of several groups who invaded Italy sometime before 1000 BCE. Perhaps around 700 BCE, a Latin tribe built the village that eventually became Rome. So there's the myth of how Rome came to be, but in actuality, there was a tribe that was a village that eventually became Rome. They built their village on the Palatine, a hill in central Italy. The Palatine overlooks the Tiber River at a location about a dozen miles inland from the sea. In time, the village of thatched huts grew into a mighty city that spread over 7 hills. As Rome grew, Roman culture was greatly influenced by two of Rome's neighbors, the Etruscans and the Greeks. The Romans borrowed many ideas and skills from these two groups, beginning with the Etruscans. The Etruscans had come to control Etruria, land just north of the Palatine, by about 800 BCE. No one knows exactly where they came from. They built some city-states and conquered others. By 600 BCE, they ruled much of northern and central Italy, including the town of Rome. The Greeks also were a major influence on Roman culture. The Romans learned about Greek culture when Greek colonists established towns in southern Italy and on the island of Sicily. Romans also learned about Greek ways from traders and the many Greeks who came to Rome. Let's look at some of the ideas and customs the Romans learned from these two groups. So in your ISN pages, on page 228, section 32.2, on the left, where it says according to myth, you're going to kind of do a quick little sketch to describe how the myth says Rome was created. And on the right, according to real history, how was Rome created? So a quick little thumbnail sketch and then a brief description. And that's all for today.